Alright guys, in today's video we're going to be talking about measuring boards. You use these for kayak fishing tournaments. You may use it to figure out what the slot is, if you can keep a fish. Either way, I have the Hawg Trough, the Ketch board, and the fish stick by YakGear. And in today's video I'm going to tell you the pros and cons of each. I've used all three for tournaments. And which one should you get in your scenario? So first off, let's start with the oldest one, the one I started out with, the one most people start out with, and that is the Hawg Trough. This is just standard plastic, no mods. I haven't done like the Stik mod where it makes it float or anything. A lot of people have these break. I've not had this thing break. I've had this thing 2 or 3 years now. It's my original bump board. It's worked great. It's 30 inches, as you guys can see, and you take a Sharpie and just draw it in. It works great. It's lightweight. It is 30 inches, so it's a little long, but in most cases this works just fine, and I think it's the cheapest of the three. It's not much different price-wise than the fish stick, which will be the next one we talk about. Here is the fish stick. The nice thing about the fish stick is that it folds. And for this reason, this is probably my favorite one on the Outback, just because space is kind of limited. The one downside to this I found are these tabs here. If you guys can see that tab, it slides out and then you push it up and it kind of locks it in so it doesn't fold. Well, this one, I threw a 5-pound bass on there on my old pro angler and had it kind of angled like this up on the H-rail on the 5-pound bass. Probably my fault, but the tab here snapped. So now, as you can see, there's no tab here. It broke off completely, and I just pushed what was left of it out because it didn't work. But it does fold up nicely. So if space is a limitation, I would definitely go this route. Other than that, the plastic is very sturdy. It's sturdier than the Hawg Trough. And I think this runs around 30 to 40 bucks. I think this also floats too. So this is probably gonna be the best bang for your buck. But if you really want the nicest one, I think that is gonna be the Ketch board. See, the lines are already on there. They're already milled out. This is the sturdiest of the three, but because it's so heavy, it does not float. So you're gonna need to tether it. And this right here has a little hole for you to put your tether to, but also this thing slides off. So this is kind of what keeps your fish on the board. So that can slide off, but if you tether it, that fixes that issue too, because it's not going to slide over that little hole right there. So, and this one's like $50 or $60, but this is by far the nicest one. On the Outback, it's a little limited in space on where I can keep something super long like this. This one's only 26 inches. It's also the shortest of the three. The fish stick is 36 inches and the Hawg Trough is 30 inches. So they do have a longer version of this though if you're fishing saltwater and need to catch bigger fish. But for bass, I think you're probably covered with the 26. But if you're down in Texas or Florida, you might want to get a longer one. You never know when you catch that 10, 11 plus pound bass down there. If space is limited, I definitely go with the folding fish stick. It floats. It's got nice raised markers that you can Sharpie in. You definitely want to lay it down flat because the tab could break if you have it angled and you put a big fish on there. That's what happened to me. The Hawg Trough is the lightest, but it's also 30 inches and it doesn't fold. So again, space being limited. It's also the cheapest. And for entry level, I think this will do just fine. Or if you're not even fishing tournaments, if you just want a bump board to measure your fish to see if it's a slot, I don't think you can go wrong with this or the fish stick. This is, I think, around between 20 and 30. The fish stick's between 30 and 40, I think. And the Ketch board, which is the nicest of the three material-wise, and it's made of the best material, so it's not gonna break. I mean, this is like steel, so it's not gonna break, but it's not gonna float either. So you definitely gotta invest in a tether, and it's $50 to $60. So if you're bass fishing tournaments and you've got a big kayak like a Pro Angler or a Titan or something like that, I definitely go with the Ketch board. I think it's worth the extra money. If space is limited and you're on like a Compass or even an Outback or something like that, or even a smaller kayak, this is nice that it folds up, it floats. The only thing is it's 36 inches when you fold it out. So you're gonna need that room to fold this thing out on your kayak to take the picture, and those tabs break. This is the cheapest material, it's the lightest. It doesn't float on its own, but there is a way to put like wood pieces in this little trim piece right here to make it float. There's probably videos on that, but entry level, I think this is fine. If you want something all around and you're on a smaller kayak, this is the way to go. And if you want something really premium that's not gonna break, definitely get the Ketch board with a tether. If you guys have any questions about any of these, let me know. I've used them for a year or two now. I think this one's been 3 years, this one's 2 years, and I used the Ketch board last year. So, and I use them based on what kayak I was fishing out of. So I've got plenty of use out of all three. So if you guys have any question on any of them, let me know. Hopefully this helped you in what you're gonna buy, and I'll see you guys in the next one.